Movie King. Appreciate the support, C. Urban and Wiz. It's time. Tank and Haney is the biggest fight right now. No one else will give you a bigger fight right now. Respect to everyone. All right, let me stop it right there. Let me ask this question. Because I don't think people understand why it's not the biggest fight. So, Coach, Cal, when they say Devin versus Tank is the biggest fight right now, right? What would be the reason why it's not the biggest fight?
Kenny just said it. I thought we already went down that thing.
I'm just trying. They ain't here, so I'm just trying to get back to it so they can understand.
Kenny, run it to him. What's the biggest fight, Kenny? Why it's not the biggest fight?
You can't have the tickets set at one price and then drop them below half price the closer you get to the fight. You know, you can't bait people in with the fake ass ticket sale.
Mm-hmm.
The house is full, but they ain't really pay the money that it costs, you know?
Let me go here, Senior. I don't know the numbers when they sit down and look at his last fight and ask the questions that be asked at the table. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know the numbers, 40,000 people.
So this is what I say, right? And this is where the problem and the discrepancy is going to come in at. We all know the price that Tank deserves for the fight because he's going to carry the fight because we seen Devin's previous fights and what they did. But when Devin come in and think that he's worth this same amount, talking about 50-40, 60-40, that's what stops the fight from happening because we see that you're not worth what you're trying to get, but because you just, we want to fight Tank. No, Rolly Romero wanted to fight Tank. Ryan Garcia wanted to fight Tank. Pitbull Cruz wanted to fight Tank. You know why? Because they took the number that was given to them and they made whatever they made out the back.
God damn, boy.
Why all of a sudden does the snap have to do with anything? If I'm pillow fisted, what do it matter about weight?
Tank said to you on Twitter he's going to offer you 10% to fight. What was your thoughts on that?
Man, listen, give me the same deal you gave Ryan when we got a fight.
So you will accept the same deal
Same offer.
he sent Ryan Garcia?
Same offer Ryan Garcia got, same offer I'm taking.
Who would you say is a bigger star, you or Ryan?
I think right now it's me, for sure.
What up, people? I just woke up. As usual, another day, another blessing, another day, another problem. However, when it comes to Gervonta team, it almost sounds like it's another day, another excuse to why they not going to fight Devin Haney. First of all, before we get to what they had to say, the host of the show told an absolute lie, the biggest lie we heard all year so far. He said Devin asked for 50-50 split. That's an absolute lie, or 60-40. Devin has never asked for any of these splits, so it's highly unprofessional to make up shit as you go, as a reporter, especially resort to lying to make a point and still fail to do so. However, let's get back to what the Gervonta trainers had to say. Kenny Ellis and Calvin Ford came out with more excuses. That doesn't make sense. Remember, Kenny Ellis is the one that told Devin Haney not to fight Gervonta next. He preferred Devin Haney to fight Jaron Ennis. He told him move up and fight Jaron Ennis. Then he told him to fight a random welterweight. Then he said some more crazy stuff after that, talking about the weight, this, that, and the third, and Gervonta came out debunking Kenny Ellis' own excuse about that. He said, I'm going to fight Devin Haney at 140 without any catch weights or rehydration clause when he fussed out Sean Porter. On the other hand, Calvin Ford, he straight up challenged Bill Haney and Devin Haney not to fight Gervonta Davis. As crazy as that sound, Calvin Ford, without any hesitation, told Bill and Devin Haney, I challenge you guys not to mention Gervonta's name all 2024 to like maybe 2025. Like, what? Man, all of the fans want to see the fight right now. We want to see the fight in 2024, not 2025 or 2026. Now, the crazy part about that is that Kenny Ellis, he said out of his own mouth, the only fighters he wants Gervonta to fight next is Devin Haney, Lomachenko, or Shakur. Nobody else. Gervonta was also on the same page. However, not all of a sudden, or I should say, per usual, Kenny Ellis went on a rant talking about Devin Haney ticket sales, how cheap the tickets was. Just like Gervonta, Kenny Ellis said the only reason they sold out the entire arena is because the tickets were cheap. I already thought we had that conversation. However, we can have that conversation again. The irony of it all, Kenny Ellis, Calvin Ford, Gervonta, and all of the fans did not complain a bit about Ryan Garcia ticket sales, how cheap they were, being on sale for $26 right before Ryan fought Gervonta. Why didn't Kenny Ellis complain about that? How Ryan tickets were cheaper than a parking lot ticket. I'm talking about as cheap as $26, and Ryan still couldn't sell in his own hometown. So how come Kenny Ellis wasn't complaining about that? Kenny want to talk about Devin Haney price tickets, even though they were way more expensive than Ryan tickets. And unlike Ryan, Devin actually sold out the entire arena. So how come Ryan couldn't sell the entire arena since his tickets were cheaper than Devin's? That's a rhetorical question for Kenny Ellis, a question he will never respond to. I mean, there's no secret, factually speaking, Devin Haney has sold more pay-per-views and sold more tickets than all of Gervonta opponents combined. That's a fact. This is not up for debate. So, who is Gervonta going to fight that's a bigger name than Devin Haney, who sold more tickets than Devin Haney and more pay-per-views? Obviously, nobody. But when it comes to Devin Haney, they say everything but let's fight. However, when it comes to Rolly, Ryan Garcia, Pitbull Cruz, Gervonta and his team never questioned those guys about their ticket sales or about how many pay-per-views they sold, because they never sold any. And Gervonta still ended up fighting them. Now, the host of the show tried to set up the pitch that Devin Haney, even though he already sent Gervonta an offer of Tank's biggest guarantee and payday of his career by far, after Gervonta told Devin Haney to do so. It was Gervonta who told Devin Haney, send an offer, send a contract if you're serious. However, this host tried to set up the pitch that Devin, he haven't told Gervonta what he wants for Gervonta to send him an offer. I mean, what kind of excuse is that? Because Devin already did that. And even if Devin didn't do that, that shouldn't matter, because Leonard Ellaby already debunked this host excuse. All of the excuses that Gervonta fans are making, ironically, their excuses are getting debunked by Gervonta and Gervonta team themselves. From the Wade excuse to this new excuse by this host. Because Leonard Ellaby said Gervonta will send Devin Haney an offer because he's the A-side, and Gervonta will send Devin Haney an offer when he's ready to make the fight. He said nothing about Devin Haney demands. However, Devin Haney already responded to what this guy had to say, where he said, quote, I said I will take the same deal as Ryan. Y'all over there scared to death. End of the quote. Now that's more than fair, because even Ryan's own father admitted Devin Haney is the A-side over his son Ryan Garcia. He admitted that Devin Haney brings more money, he's a bigger star, he's more accomplished, and he's the A-side over his own son.
The guy is good. You know, I like Devin. I like Bill. You know, they know us. We know them. The A-side will probably be Haney, of course. You know, there's no question about that.
It ain't no secret. Devin Haney is an undisputed champion, a two-weight division champion, a fighter who already fought on pay-per-view back-to-back-to-back, where he sold $190K against Lomachenko, and according to Eddie Hearn, Devin Haney sold $150K against Regis. And even if Devin Haney sold less than that, like the detractors like to say, the main point still remains, which is Devin Haney sold more tickets, more pay-per-views, more everything than Ryan Garcia and everyone else Gervonta Davis fought. That's a fact that's not up for debate. Men lie, women lie, fanboys definitely lie. However, numbers don't lie. And if Devin is asking for the same deal Ryan took as far as the money, That's more than fair for Gervonta. In fact, Devin is even willing to take a pay cut if that's the case. Since Devin is more popular than Ryan Garcia and he sells more, he does everything more than Ryan Garcia, according to the numbers. Like I said, people lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. And even though Devin brings more money, more everything to the table than Ryan Garcia, he's still willing to accept the same money split against Gervonta that Ryan accepted. So stop making excuses and start making things happen. The fans want to see the best fight the best and nothing less. This fight has been long overdue. This is the right time because Gervonta versus Devin Haney is the biggest fight in boxing. What bigger reason for Gervonta to fight Devin Haney than that? If Gervonta ends up fighting anybody else like a Pitbull Cruz, Frank Martin, he's not going to sell more than 300K on pay-per-view. However, if he fights Devin Haney, then he's going to sell more than 1 million pay-per-view buys because of their history and their accomplishments today. Therefore, the excuses the host was making, Gervonta doesn't even agree with him because Gervonta haven't sent Devin Haney an offer yet. To make matters worse, Devin Haney gave the host exactly what he was asking for. He responded to the question directly, telling him exactly what he wants and what it's going to take to make the fight. In fact, if you follow in the sport, Devin Haney already said that to me more than a month ago when I asked him, what is it going to take to make the fight with Gervonta? Check it out.
Tank accused the snack program of cheating. Do you take that as a compliment?
I think was he talking about power or was he talking about weight?
Both.
Yeah, well, fucking Mario Barrios was working with Snap. He didn't say nothing. You know, so what's the difference now? I've been working with Snap for 10 plus fights. I've been, and he called me pillow fisted. He said I couldn't punch. He said I couldn't knock nobody out. So why all of a sudden does the Snap have to do with anything? If I'm pillow fisted, what do it matter about weight?
Tank said to you on Twitter he's going to offer you 10% to fight. What was your thoughts on that?
Man, listen, give me the same deal you gave Ryan when we got a fight.
So you will accept the same deal
Same offer.
he sent Ryan Garcia?
Same offer Ryan Garcia got. Same offer I'm taking.
Who would you say is a bigger star, you or Ryan?
I think right now it's me for sure.
Yeah. You proved you have more drawing power than Ryan
Yeah, I
Garcia.
mean, look at you know the tickets that Ryan Garcia just did and the viewership Ryan just did and I don't even know where he from, but Houston, Dallas.
Yeah, I don't know what he fought,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a sellout like your
Yeah,
fight.
it wasn't a sellout. People aren't really checking for Ryan these days, you know, respectfully. But I think that me and Tank is the biggest fight in boxing.
Yeah, and even before Ryan fought Tank, he wasn't selling out either. But you know, since that's the case, there's only 2 pay-per-view stars that's selling out stadiums from 140 and below, and that's you and Gervonta. So why do you think Tank is not pushing for the fight like you are?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the biggest fight in boxing, and I think it's only a matter of time before we have to fight. And it is what it is. We'll let God handle it, and when the time comes, it'll come.
Tank trainer Kenny Ellis, he came out and posted on social media that he wants you to fight Jaron Ennis when you called out Tank.
He shouldn't be wanting me to fight nobody but his fighter, because that's how he get paid. That's how his fighter get paid, and that's how Tank become a bigger star.
After, I think when Gervonta was set to fight Hector and Ryan Garcia, he came out and said, after these 2, I'm willing to fight Devin Haney next. Stop running. So did Gervonta ever contacted you after the Ryan Hector Garcia fight?
No, but at the end of the day, I'm free now. It's an easy fight to be made.
If the key to selling out an entire arena is to have the tickets on sale, then how come Tio and Ryan couldn't sell out? How come when Ryan fought in his own hometown and the tickets were actually cheaper at $27 right before he fought Gervonta, how come Ryan couldn't sell that out? And he only managed to sell 8,000 to 9,000 tickets, despite Golden Boy reporting that he sold 11,000 plus. However, that was including the tickets that they gave away, since the tickets weren't selling. That was a repeated story for Ryan last fight. They keep talking about he's such a big star. Well, how come he couldn't sell his last fight? How come Shakur couldn't sell tickets his last fight? Mind you, both of these guys' tickets were cheaper than Devin Haney tickets. In fact, Shakur last fight against Edwin and Teofimo Lopez fight against Josh Taylor, and even Kambosos, or the fights before that and after that, they sold less than 5,000 tickets, even though the tickets were cheaper than Devin Haney tickets. We know what time it is. Clearly, the tickets being as cheap as $27, so on and so forth for Ryan, Teofimo Lopez, and even Shakur didn't help them sell. Additionally, the tickets Gervonta talking about is on the upper deck because they had to open up new seats since the fight was a sellout. And even those tickets Gervonta was talking about that went on sale last minute at $57 got sold out as well. I was at the fight. There was no empty seats at the Chase Center where the Warriors play. Every single seat was taken. It was full capacity. To make matters worse, the $57 tickets Tank was talking about were all the way on the upper deck. If you wanted to get a better seat, the price was way more expensive than that. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.